Just as gorgeous.
Yeah. Although today, or this weekend, I officially called it the first weekend of spring skiing.
Oh,
because I mean,
yeah.
it was.
Well, yeah, you've been skiing. You said it was crazy awesome.
It was so nice, and it really did. It's not spring yet, but it definitely felt like spring. Until next weekend when we have more snow. Okay, so here you go. So I thought I'd show this picture, and again, depending on where you live, I know in southern Utah you're like, wait, we just have been digging out of snow, and I know for parts of northern Utah we've had a lot of wind, but many of us just really got out and enjoyed beautiful weather. This is what it looked like for many of us along the Wasatch Front today, and throughout much of northern Utah as well. And you can see, look at how just flat these clouds are. That's a lot of stability right there. The instability is when the clouds continue to rise, and you see, but look at that. It's just like you put a cap right on the top of there. So very stable air mass associated with that high pressure that's to our north. That high pressure right there. We have a low pressure to our south. Now to the south, we've been pulling moisture into southern Utah. That brought all the precipitation. For northern Utah, we've had this high pressure building in, and you can see the winds going clockwise around that high pressure. Now, for the last couple days, we had a really tight gradient right here through with these easterly winds coming through the canyons. We still have the easterly winds. Again, we don't typically see weather pattern like this, but we still have the winds coming out of the east. But the gradient's not as tight. The winds aren't as strong, so we're starting to see them die down. They're not done. We're going to have a blustery night tonight for many of us, especially near the mouths of canyons in extreme northern Utah. But they are beginning to die down, as well as the precipitation in southern Utah. So we're starting to see some changes. But that pattern that's in place, the high pressure over low pressure, it's a blocking pattern, and it is a really slow moving pattern. And so it's going to take some time for it to move out to the east. Basically, through the middle part of next week, we're going to have similar weather to what we saw this weekend. But again, nicer weather, or not as stormy weather for southern Utah, and not as windy for the extreme northern part of the state. About 50 in Salt Lake and Provo, low 40s in Price and Vernal, mid 40s in Moab, low 40s in Cedar City, 48 degrees currently in Logan. We have some clouds out there. Again, the precipitation has largely died down in southern Utah. We'll get into tomorrow afternoon, and we'll fire up a few isolated showers, not as widespread as what we've seen. Could see an isolated thunderstorm, though. Similar story on Tuesday afternoon, just some spotty showers possible, but by and large, beautiful weather headed our way statewide. The winds will die down, as I mentioned, basically tonight. By tomorrow, we really should see those subsiding, and we're in for a very nice stretch of weather. Here you go, central Utah, temps climbing into the low 60s. Look at all that sunshine. You look down here to southern Utah, again, an isolated storm possible, mainly over the mountains, about 70 in St. George, low 60s in Moab, 50 in Panguitch, mid 50s around Beaver. Lots of sunshine, and we just hold on to it, and we get temperatures way up into the mid 70s. By Friday, we cool it down, low 70s and low 60s by Sunday. Okay, for northern Utah, again, nice looking weather here. Lots of sunshine. We'll see temps in the low 60s in Tremonton. Right there about 60 degrees in Logan. You can see low 60s in Spanish Fork as well. We take a look at the Wasatch Front, mid 60s for an afternoon high. Just really nice looking weather along the Wasatch Front and throughout northern Utah. 7-day looks like this, mid 60s, low 60s. We just keep it right there all the way through Friday. We'll see those increasing clouds. Saturday, mostly cloudy. Sunday, okay, looking kind of interesting. So valley rain, mountain snow, but we could see a little valley snow with that storm. And it's the first of a few that come the next week. So the next week looks a little busier. Enjoy this.
This is a big extended tease.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
This is spring in Utah.
And then, pretend, get the coats back out.
We still have second winter and second fall spring.
Exactly.
And then
3 or 4 more storms.
Yeah.